Police in Crystal are investigating the death of a woman that officers say was struck by two vehicles at night. It happened Saturday just before 8:30 p.m. in the 5000 block of Douglas Drive. According to the preliminary investigation, police say the woman had been walking in the middle of traffic lanes when she was struck. Police say the drivers of both vehicles stopped immediately and are cooperating with the investigation. As of Monday afternoon, the identity of the woman killed had not been released. A committee of stakeholders has approved big picture route designs for the Blue Line Extension light rail project. Project officials have been working to redesign the route since 2020. Earlier designs had track running in the BNSF freight rail corridor. The new route runs primarily on County Road 81. The nearly 14-mile route connects Target Field in Minneapolis with the northwest suburbs. Crystal Mayor Jim Adams voted against the plan. He said a bus rapid transit line wouldn't require large infrastructure projects that disrupt traffic.
And in this process, as far as trying to regain and be engaged in this process to rebuild that trust, I don't think we've made any progress. If I were to guess, I'd say we've gone the other direction.
Project officials expect to ask for formal approval from cities along the line coming up next year. Blood levels are critically low and donations are needed now. Emily Haugen explains how you can help.
It's the little things that can make the biggest difference.
The draw only takes maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Today, Dave Hedlund's small act is donating platelets.
I usually give whole blood. I've done over 26 gallons. Mostly whole blood, but there's been a strong need for this lately.
He's filling a national need.
Every 2 seconds in the U.S., somebody needs a blood transfusion.
At Memorial Blood Centers in Plymouth, Supervisor Luke Vang says right now, the need is more critical than ever.
Currently, we have less than the optimal 5 to 7 day blood supply, so the need is exponentially great.
Vang says the number of donors is in short supply.
62% of the U.S. population, that's about almost 205 million donors, are eligible to donate in the U.S. However, only 3% actually do donate.
And those who do often keep coming back. Vang says perspective makes a big difference.
You never know when it's going to be your friends or your family, or you never know when it's going to be you as well.
And Hedlund says he's grateful to help in any way he can and encourages others to do the same.
Easy way to give back, I guess. Just come in and try it.
In Plymouth, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
There are plenty of appointments available. You'll find a link on our website, ccxmedia.org. An auto dealer in Brooklyn Center will provide free service to help make sure criminals don't use your car's license plates to commit crimes.
We have been having a lot of license plate thefts, and these security bits will ensure that your license plates are not going to be taken off of your vehicle and used on other vehicles.
Luther Brookdale Honda has partnered with Brooklyn Center Police on a tamper-resistant license plate program. The dealership will install 4 tamper-resistant screws onto your vehicle, which should make it impossible for criminals to remove your license plate without the proper tool.
The benefit of taking advantage of this program is definitely the security of your license plate. You do not want that to fall into the wrong hands. Anybody can take your plate off the way it is now and put it on their car. They can actually commit a crime with it or, anything.
Luther Brookdale Honda offers the service Monday through Friday between 9 and 3, and they'll service all vehicle makes, no appointment necessary. For thrifty shoppers, there's a treasure trove in Brooklyn Park. After 10 days in Goodwill stores, neglected items move to the bins in Brooklyn Park. Thrifters pay by the pound and get more out of those items than you might expect. Here again is Emily Haugen.
At 6 a.m., we will have customers lined up, waiting to be first in line to get into the stores.
In the early hours in Brooklyn Park, it's a mad dash for the bins.
This whole floor has 72 bins.
It's almost like treasure hunting.
They wait until every bin is out and then they tell you can go. And it's just like everybody's digging.
The bins, also known as the Goodwill Outlet, have become a place for thrifters to play.
Yeah, well, it's always like a rush once you find something that you really like. You're like, oh, I need to keep going.
Treasures priced by the pound. Megan and Lily have perfected the hunt.
It's always a rush when you find something and then you end up paying like 20 cents for it.
They shop for their closets. Others hunt for a profit.
You just dig, and it's amazing what you find. Yesterday I found a full-length cashmere men's overcoat.
Catherine Haugrud is one of the Minnesota thrifters making a living secondhand.
I list so many items every day. I ship so many items every day. whatever needs to be shipped.
She was a teacher until the pandemic.
I niched down to what I knew the most and could sell the best.
She's built her online business over the past 3 years.
If you learn it and you do it right and you follow the rules, then yes, you can make a living.
Catherine isn't the only reseller. General Manager Ken Abondo says the bins see plenty of regulars.
Some of those customers stay the whole day just shopping. It's a full-time job for them.
Abondo says thrifters and resellers help Goodwill in a big way.
In a year, we save about 65 million pounds that needs to go in a landfill because we are picking through, making sure that we can salvage as much as we can.
It gives a new life to treasures left behind. In Brooklyn Park, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
Goodwill officials say this also makes a difference for store employees. They say all the profits help connect people to jobs in the area. There are many talented photographers living in Maple Grove. So many, in fact, judges had to choose from nearly 500 entries for the city's annual Maple Grove Moments Photography Contest. We leave you with a look at some of the winning entries.
After a big win over defending state Class 6A champion Maple Grove, the Champlin Park football team looked to make it 2 in a row as they took on Osseo. Jay Wilcox has the highlights.
Champlin Park pays a visit to Osseo in week 3 of the prep football season. It's a defensive battle in the first half. Brady Schornstein of Champlin Park makes the leaping interception of Ethan Witcher's pass to halt an Osseo drive. Osseo returns the favor. Preston Tilkey's pass bounces off the receiver and is intercepted by Mikhail Anderson for Osseo as the game stays scoreless for most of the first half. But on a 4th and 5 play, Tilkey finds Matthew Burge in the seam for a key 23-yard gain to the Osseo 2 for the Rebels. It sets up this play. Tilkey rolls left and then runs over a defender at the goal line to score. Champlin Park grabs a 7-0 lead with just 6 seconds left in the first half. Second half, and the Rebels go to a power T formation for a key drive. Matthew Heinen plunges in from the 1 to cap the drive, and Champlin Park leads 14-0 early in the fourth quarter. They seal it away midway through the quarter. On a 3rd and 10, Tilkey hits Tyler Hansen for a 28-yard gain to the 4 to set up another TD. Champlin Park is now 2-1 after a 21-0 win over Osseo. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
It was a Class 4A football state-ranked showdown on Friday at Totino-Grace High School. The Eagles came into the night undefeated and 2-0 and ranked 3rd in the state. They welcomed Hutchinson, who was also unbeaten and ranked 1st in the state. Ches Moots has the highlights.
Both Hutchinson and Totino-Grace came into week 3 with defenses only allowing 1 score on average a game. Right from the get-go, the Tigers came ready to play. TG fumbled the ball on the first offensive possession. Then Carter Verhassel takes the handoff 39 yards for the score. Hutch goes up 6-0. 3 minutes into the game. The Eagles threw an interception on the ensuing drive, and the Tigers capitalized again on the ground. This time it's Charlie Renner scoring from 7 yards out on a misdirection run. Hutch quickly up 2 scores, 12-zip. Totino-Grace trying to sustain a drive late in the second quarter. Quarterback Will Brands evades a sack, squares the shoulders, and fires a completion to Justin Kaharski, who makes a couple nice moves to pick up 24 yards and keep the drive alive. The Eagles would end up settling for 3. Tanner Smith connects on a 30-yard field goal to make it 12-3 heading into halftime. After Hutch's first 2 scores, the Totino-Grace defense really locked down. Start of the fourth quarter, this was the second of back-to-back sacks for junior linebacker Michael Strong. That kept it a 9-point ball game. But TG couldn't muster anything offensively, and a 1-yard touchdown plunge by Verhassel late in the fourth quarter secured the 20-3 win for Hutch. In Fridley, Chas Moots, CCX Sports.
With a nice week of weather ahead, it's not too late to head to the lake to do a little late summer, early fall fishing. Here's Terry Tuma with his final CCX fishing tip of the open water season.
So many questions this year about moon phases. Do you feel that it's a factor in catching fish? To a certain point, I think it's just one element along with like cold fronts, weather conditions, sunlight, water clarity, the body of water we're fishing, the calendar period. These are all factors. But I have monitored over a number of years, both ice fishing and open water fishing. Pay attention, but don't use the moon phases only as good fishing or bad fishing. There's no such thing as bad fishing. Many times we just have to try a little bit harder. This is the final tip of the open water season right here on CCX Media, and hopefully this information has been of value. Be sure to tune in right here again for ice fishing tips, and we're going to have a lot of new information to share with you folks, and have a great fall fishing. Fall fishing is excellent, a great time to be out there catching a lot of fish, different species of fish and numbers of fish, and be sure to release some of those fish that you catch. Have a great fall season. We'll see you here in December.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.